I really want to represent especially when it comes to spiritual. I kind of feel like the way it is deemed to be, and the way a lot of people perceive it, like especially when it comes to content, like maybe to be fair, I feel like it doesn't matter. I think it's actually more of a me thing, but perhaps I just need to learn from that and grow from that and just let go of that, because that's also what I've been trying to do, is like let go of these things that I complicate in myself. And actually it's really beautiful that we're talking about this energy today, um like Venus energy, is because it is all about beauty and seeing the true beauty in oneself and becoming confident. So I am confident now, right now. I'm very confident that I'm doing this video, because before I would just, after I came back from work, I would, sleep, and then the next day I'll do something else, or I've learned a lot this year, and I'm really happy that I've come this far. I'm really grateful that that people in my life are supporting me, um and yeah, I'm really happy about that. And so, Venus energy, what is Venus energy? What is that? And Venus is a planet and also a goddess. And um I like seeing her in all aspects, in when it comes to shapes, sizes, images, uh different, like the way people, like different, like the way some other spiritual gurus perceive the energy as well, because I feel like Venus energy is very, like, you can't, it's a lot of times it's perceived by how one defines what beauty is. So it does, I really like that aspect, because I believe everyone sees it differently, and I do too. And I really like that factor about Venus, because you can see it in so many different sizes and shapes and energies and stuff. So um so Venus energy, who is she? What is them? Who are they? And Venus is a planet. It's actually a planet in the sky, and it actually blasts down its energies to us on certain days, but it usually is more on Fridays. And on those days, it's all about looking for oneself, looking at oneself's femininity and aligning with the energy of receiving, and becoming allowed to step into that sphere of abundance, in that sense. Because a lot of times, like, I would, like, even the video I was making earlier today, like, it was about beauty and a mascara, and a lot of things are defined by physical objects, like celebrities, or products that make us look more beautiful. But that it's so much more than that. And I know, like, I know it's hard, because it's one thing is, like, when we look at something, we can't help not look, if it's beautiful, we can't help but not look at it. But if it's not, if it's not, then it's like, never mind, really. And you know what, people are different, people are not always like that. But I've just, from me, like, the people that I've learned from, and the people that I've seen, whether they're still in my life or not in my life, is a lot of it is based on perception and physical attraction and that kind of energy. And that is also Venus energy. And um so what are they? So they're a planet, as I said before, but then they're also a goddess, and one of the goddesses being Aphrodite. And a lot of people know Aphrodite from the Greek mythology. And also, there was actually a time when it was trending on TikTok, and it was really funny as well, because that's how I stepped into it. Because it was during lockdown, and I must have been like 15 at the time, and it was my first time ever smoking. And I came up on my feed, and I said to my friend at the time that, oh my god, is this my sign to work with them? And then they were like, oh my god, And when I mean work with them, I mean like work with the energy, because like, for example, it was talking about like working with Aphrodite and like how to invoke her and stuff like that. And I loved that because I literally, when I saw that TikTok video, I don't even know what video it was so long ago, but it just made so much sense. I went back home and I like searched up everything I needed, and it was all there, it was all perfect, it was all aligned. And I really enjoyed that because I don't know if anyone is watching this and they have been to two of my workshops, if because I've done workshops on spirituality, and I am actually hoping to do more again, but time will tell, because there was not a lot of there was really good energy, but it wasn't there wasn't enough to sustain it, and no one has really like been asking for it again. And I feel like that isn't because it wasn't good. I think it was because I also, like, when I was teaching it as well, it was really hard for me to like stay with one topic. And I think some people, you know, they, as much as they loved the experience, maybe they just didn't feel like they learned a lot. And I completely get that, because I was so happy seeing everyone, and I always treat everything like a party. I'm like, oh my god, hey babe, but it was like, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be like, sometimes you have to just lower it a bit, but I can't help it when I'm so excited. So, but yeah, no, yeah. So so the goddess, and in her many forms and many archetypes. I just want to say thank you, Aphrodite, for showing me this beautiful energy and helping me to step upon other energies of Venus and her many forms. So, yeah, so Venus energy. Did you guys want to know how I did? But anyway, but yeah, no, I would say that, God, I've lost it again. Oh, God, this is what I mean. Literally, I was literally just talking about how, and then, do you see what I mean? That's where I struggle, because I'll be saying something, and then I'll think of something, and then I'll say it, and then by the time I've finished, I completely forget where I was. So please, sorry, bear with me. Just, yeah, so working with Venus energy, and there's different ways of working with them, but just to not make it complicated for people that are completely new, and because I feel like I do attract a lot of people that don't know, and I love that, because I would rather have people that don't know and curious than people that think they know everything. And yeah. And yeah. But yeah, so working with goddess energy, yeah, goddess energy. Venus energy is about aligning to love. It's the highest vibration. And love, the power of love, is so intense and so strong. And sometimes it can make you love someone to death. Like, and I think that's why working with Venus energy helps you, because then you know where to put that Venus energy. in cases. Like, you start to feel where there's not enough, or there's a lack of, or where there can be more. And it really taught me how to reserve that. And I don't know if you guys, like, well, I say you guys, but I feel like a lot of people that actually watch me are people that I literally know, and people that know me. And you guys do remember how I used to post and how I used to be, um and I feel like, well, thank you for watching, and also thank you for listening. And um yeah, I just wanted to say that as well. Thank you. And uh yeah, so working with Venus energy on the day of Friday is really essential as well, because that's when it's its most potent. And you always want to be making sure that when you're working with an energy, especially when you're conscious of knowing it, you want to make sure that you're working on it on that day, because you can work on Venus energy any day, but it just won't feel as good as when it's on Friday. So yeah. And you know, you can either work with a goddess that has that archetype, like for example Aphrodite. And I know a lot of people work with Aphrodite, and it is a goddess that a lot of people do know of, but there is so much more. And one of them is like also another famous goddess. Her name's Oshun. She is a Nigerian goddess, and that is where I am also from. I'm from Nigeria. I'm Yoruba. And and I'm also mixed with a few other things, but I won't get into that. And basically, um, there's a Venus goddess in every culture, or if not a goddess, there's always a Venus spirit, or someone that is the most fairest, the most beautiful, the most divine, the most youthful. Like, you know, like it's just there's just always a story. And also, you don't have to go back in history. It is really important too, because it's like you need to know where this all comes from. But it's also, you can turn it into your own thing. Like, if you see her right now, she is Venus, Sailor Moon, and that is something that is more still quite old, but not as old than, you know, the goddesses and all of those, you know, types of things. That you don't have to pledge yourself to someone or something that is not there. You can look into other things that are more physical, and something that you can touch and grasp and feel. And yeah, it's Venus energy is everywhere. It is also the color of green. And Venus is also not just female, it's also male. It's an androgynous energy. It's not fixed. A lot of people say it's feminine energy, but I don't understand that. You can't put a label on, or even like, I guess like yin and yang and stuff, but on a such an encompassing energy like Venus. Like, it's like when you say God, like, maybe it's not on the same scale, but in terms of like other people's way of thinking. But I think, you know, even God, like, you can't put a gender on God, and I don't think you should be able to put a gender on a planet, or an energy, you know, because it's an energy, it's genderless. So I think that's also where a lot of people get things mixed up. But, you know, it makes it easier to decompose and digest and comprehend. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I think it's quite silly how energies can be put into genders, and that's all this. That's like this. It's like makeup. Like, there was these guys that were in where I work, and they look so uncomfortable because it's like a beauty store. Do you know what I mean? But like, girl, I literally went up to them and I was like, I didn't even say anything. I didn't even go up to them. I literally went to the perfume section, and I got this masculine scent, and I gave it to them, and I was like, smell this, just smell it. And After that, they were not uncomfortable anymore. Like, they were chilling. They were like, I actually like this store. I'm like, you weren't liking it before. But, that's because it was easily more comprehensible for them to understand that it wasn't just a girl store. Because a beauty store doesn't mean it's just for girls. It's also for men. And that's the same with everything. Doesn't, well, not everything. There's boundaries, but yeah, no. So yeah. So I wanted to say that, and also working with Venus energy. I actually got these notes. I'm gonna look at. No, that's not it. Planet Venus. So the metal that is associated with Venus is copper, the tarot card is the Empress, the colour green, and the goddess Isis, Aphrodite, Ishtar, and Nana. Like, as I was saying before, there's not just one goddess, there's not just two goddesses, there's many goddesses. And the zodiac sign that is associated with Venus is Libra, Taurus, and the power of Venus creates small blessings. So, small blessings like, oh, have a bit of sugar here, have a bit of sugar there. Like, it's not like the energy of Jupiter. It's not big. It's actually quite small, because small blessings here, small blessings there. And that just made me think of something really interesting, actually. That made me think about, I had a thought just there, and it just reminded me of it. No, not reminded me, but it made me think of a theory. That was really interesting there. But it's in the third house, which is Libra, and it's in the 10th house, which is also in Taurus. So, if you look at your third house and you look at your 10th house, then those houses are associated with Venus. And the third house, if you don't know, is associated with communication, spiritual abilities, thinking, processing, and sharing, networking, and the power of the voice. And the 10th house is, I've only written 2 things. I don't know why. Maybe I just, stopped because I was like, maybe I was so, like, I was soaking it all in, and then I wasn't able to write it down, because sometimes when I read a lot of information, I'm like, oh, like, there's so much. But career and social status. Oh, wait, no. That is mine. Okay, we're just gonna do a long pause. So it's also associated with the number 3 and 6, and if you check your chart, if you've got any Libra or Taurus in your chart, those those star signs are associated with Venus, so then you'll be able to see where Venus is in your charts. Because when I was looking into astrology, I was working with Venus ages before working with astrology, but I was like, I wonder where my Venus is. Like, I wonder what Venus, because sometimes people say on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, they're like, oh, if you've got Venus in this chart, if you've got Venus, I'm like, girl, what do you mean Venus? Like, where? I was like, girl, where's Venus? But basically what they're trying to say is that whatever star sign is associated with that planet. So, for example, with Venus is associated with Libra and Taurus. So if you've got Libra in any of your planets or any of your houses, that is associated with Venus. If you've got Taurus in any of your planets, like your Sun, Moon, Mercury, rising, your astrological chart, then that shows you where Venus is as well. So yeah, and you just always want to remember that just if there isn't, like, let's say you only have one star sign or 5 or 10, or, you know what I mean? It doesn't determine how much Venus is within you. It's only an aspect of you. It's not the whole thing. But because I was like that, I was like, oh my god, I've only got like 2 Venus planets. Like, am I even supposed to work with Venus? Like, you're like, no, it's cool, girl, it's cool. Because I was like that too, and I was like, oh no. Or even if you have no Venus, you're just like, oh, where's my Venus? Like, the Venus is up in the sky, but also within you anyway. So, and working with Venus energy, regardless of your astro chart, you will have Venus energy. So, also, what is another way to work with Venus energy? Well, I would say putting your transformation on, you know, putting on your cutest outfit, making sure your skin feels nice, you know, you are feeling yourself, you're feeling your body, you're feeling your sexual energy, you're feeling like cunt, you're feeling cunt, you're feeling tight. Okay, you're feeling really scrum to the yum pro. Yeah, so I think that's all I've got for today. It is getting late. I've recorded this for 23 minutes and it's getting later. So I'm gonna say bye now, but if you've watched to the end of this, thank you so much. And let's do one more. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend or week or whatever time day it is, and I hope to see you very soon. Oh wait, that wasn't properly. Bye. Oh.